child is aggravated child abuse.
A Tennessee mother who allegedly gave her baby away to a total stranger didn't report it to police for 8 days.
Investigators, homicide detectives, cadaver dogs combed the apartment where 9-month-old baby Lauryn lived before her mother supposedly gave her away to a stranger.
They're looking for DNA evidence, hair and fiber evidence, anything to indicate that there may have been something done to that child that would show up in forensic testing.
They're going to look for DNA and things related to blood and those types of things.
Items were removed, such as the high chair, the walker, the car seat, brown paper bags filled with items.
With the dog giving a positive indication that that there was a cadaver scent in there, it's a good indication that they likely have information that they have that they're holding very close to the vest, thus the reason that she's being held and charged.
And breaking news tonight, that mother, a 19-year-old mother who says she gave her baby to a stranger, well, she has now been charged. And when you look at this beautiful little baby, let's show if we could do a close-up of her. It just breaks my heart. She is going to be 10 months old tomorrow. Beautiful little Lauryn Dickens, who at this hour is still missing tonight after, again, her mother claims she gave this beautiful child, beautiful, helpless, defenseless child, to a stranger, but then somehow waited 8 days to report her missing. Dr. Gwen O'Keefe, pediatrician and author of CyberSafe, when you see this, and you see this beautiful little baby, again, going to be 10 months old, how dangerous is this baby to be without the proper care? Who knows if you even believe the mother's story, which I have a very hard time believing. Do you believe the mother's story? She's with a stranger.
It's a high-risk situation, Rita. You know, I think whether we believe the story or not, it's always a high-risk situation for a baby this young to be without the proper care. And even with a 19-year-old mother, this child was at risk because 19-year-olds aren't well equipped to take care of a child this young. So either way, this baby was in a risky situation and needed a little extra TLC.
Absolutely, and probably needs a lot of care. And again, if this baby is missing at this hour, if anyone has seen this child, please absolutely call authorities right away. She's going to be 10 months old tomorrow, and we all, of course, pray she's alive tonight. Nicole Parton, investigative reporter who's covering the story, tell us real quickly about some of the search warrants that are being looked at in relation to the mother. I thought it was really interesting when you look at some of the things as they're trying to pinpoint where this little beautiful baby could be. They search cars, they search phones, correct?
That's true, Rita, and I think that something in this that's very interesting is to know we really don't have a timeline of events other than what little Lauryn's mother is giving to authorities. She's telling them she last saw her baby on September the 7th. That's her story. As we know, her story isn't adding up, so I think that's why maybe the authorities went in and went back to a former house of residence for Shakira and the baby girl. You know, we really don't know who saw her last. We really don't know the last time she was seen by the mother, by a neighbor, by a family member. We're only hearing September the 7th from the mother. Police went back. They're now searching a second home where Shakira lived before she moved into this apartment. They've gone in there. They're investigating. They're searching. And then there's the car that was also picked up from a local elementary school. We haven't determined if that car belonged to Shakira or her mother. That's still being determined, but police brought that in. They're combing through the car for any bit of evidence. And then there are the cell phones. Remember, her story is that she was phoning the father of the baby into the jail. So they're checking her phone records. They're trying to search for any clue that they can possibly link to the baby's disappearance.
And the father's attorney who spoke with us tonight, by the way, everybody says that the father knew nothing about this case until investigators questioned him. Again, the father is in jail on burglary charges. Let's go to the callers. We've got Sarah from Iowa. Sarah, what's your question this evening as we look at this beautiful little baby? It breaks my heart to think she's missing at this hour.
Me too. I think we need to have a children's rights movement in this country. But my question is, if she said that she talked to the father and the father told her to give the baby to someone, those calls in jail, aren't they recorded? Can't they just listen to the tape and find out if telling the truth?
Absolutely. Peter Odom, defense attorney, you know that authorities probably know the answer to that already, right?
Well, they might have lost the tape. I mean, I would think that they would easily be able to refute that story, but we haven't heard anything about that yet, so they probably don't have it.
Kathy from Alabama, who's on the line. What's your question, Kathy?
I was just wondering if the daddy's in the jail and if he owed a debt and the baby was payment for the debt. And when a family member came over and said, you know, like, where's the baby? And she told them what she did, that's when they made her call the police.
That's an interesting. Was there any payback? Let's go to Jason Miles, who's a reporter with CNN affiliate WMC. You know, there's sort of this theory. Maybe there was some sort of payback with the father, maybe some financial debt with the stranger. Is there any evidence of anything outside of her with her conflicting stories?
Not that I'm aware of, and certainly police are not going into speculation or rumor or possibilities regarding anything like that. We did have a chance to interview Police Director Larry Godwin, the chief, if you will, here on the 12th floor of the building you see behind me. He told us his gut feeling today was not good regarding the whereabouts of little Lauryn Dickens. He believes this story may end very tragically here. He just hopes they can determine as quickly as possible what happened to this little girl.
Oh, and let's pray at this hour that she is still alive. You know, some of these cases end up where, you know, we don't expect that's going to happen, and then at the end of the day, there turns out to be this amazing, great news. So let's pray that that's the case as we look at this beautiful little girl. Let's go to Edith, if we could, from Delaware. Edith, you're on the line. What's your question?
How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. What's your question, dear?
My question is, I mean, if the baby was missing in September the 7th, weren't there any real relatives or neighbors or anybody who realized that this child hadn't been seen?
Well, that's a great question, but so far it sounds like she didn't have a lot of communication with people. I mean, it seems to be the case. I mean, if you look at it, it seems that she didn't talk to a lot of folks and seemed to know a lot of people. Isn't that the sense you get, Nicole, real quick?
It is, yeah, absolutely. You know, we can't find anybody who says they really communicate with her or knew her much at all.